Hi, I'm Hamish. We're in my studio in East London and I'm doing a digital art school for hostel rooms, and today we're going to be making a city. I'm an artist and what I like to do is put things together. I've got a few sculptures here. So first things first, I want to show you all the materials that I've got out, what I might use today. So we've got some watercolours, some paintbrushes to use them with, some water, some other paints, some pencils and some glue. I'm going to be using a ruler to cut out the printouts that are available on the website. You won't need all the materials, but as we go through you can choose different ones that you might like to use. So today we're going to be making something a bit like this. Yours will look different, but this will give you an idea of what we might make. Okay, so let's get started. So we're just going to start by cutting out the printout with our ruler. I quite like the rough edges. So I'm using a ruler, but you could use scissors or you could use the edge of a table. If you fold it, just use the edge of a table. Okay, so now we have our full 4 walls of our house, and what we're going to do is we're going to match up the letters that you have on the side of them to each other. So B will go to B, C will go to C, and then D to D. Now we're going to glue them all together. We'll start by folding these edges. And we're doing this so when we put them together, they'll make a cube. Going to get our Pritt stick, put glue on the edge and just match that up there. And now we've got our house, so we can think about what goes in the windows and what colour we want to paint it. And this is entirely up to you. So here's one I did earlier, which has a kind of rainbow colourful wall. But this one, I think what we'll do is we'll get some collage bits, put them in the windows. First of all, we'll open the door just by cutting here. And then we're going to roll the shutter up. Put some glue on there. And then think about different images we can go in. I collected these bits of paper from a nature magazine. So what I want to do is make a house that looks like the outside, but it's actually inside. So we'll put that in there. Get a pencil, just mark it. And then we'll cut that out. It doesn't matter if you don't have collage, you can just do other drawings in the windows. I'm going to draw a frog. And then I might use some watercolours to colour him in. So I'm interested in buildings and cities because it's spaces that we've made and continue to make, and I like the idea that we can dream up different possibilities for how we can build and what we can put in buildings and how we can work with nature and animals. So that's my frog in his house with an ice river, and now I'm going to add another collage. I think this one will work quite well. It's two people, so they're going to be in the house with the frog. And now I'm going to take my roof and cut that out, leave that to dry. And when you print these out, they're all labelled with the corresponding letter, so it's easy to put together. So to put it together, I'm just going to fold this. And then glue this. And what I quite like is that every building can tell its own story. So this is the one that I've made, but other ones can tell other stories. So this is just a colourful house, and this is another one that has pictures of friends, so they can sort of build and tell different stories. So here we'll go F to F. So glue this bit. So there we have another house in our ever-changing city. Okay, now we're gonna add some more bits. So it'd be quite nice if we add some flowers, some mushrooms. So these are some that I cut out earlier, and we're gonna paint them and then add them to our city. So you can use anything you want, any colour. You don't need to use paint if you don't want to. Use colours, pencils, or you could just leave them blank and just have the shapes. So now, leave those to dry. Next, we're going to make a water tower. I'm really drawn to water towers because I like to think about scale and how sculpture can expand in space. And I've always thought that if I was a bird and flying across a landscape, that all these water towers that are dotted in the countryside would almost look like little mushrooms. I think for me, sculpture is always about possibility. So this one's quite easy. It doesn't require much cutting, apart from the circles. So we're just going to roll this around to there. We'll start by gluing on that side. And then roll that around so that we've got a tower like that. And all these sheets are printable, so if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. You can just reprint out another one. So start with the tower, and then we'll do the top. I also like water towers because they're these sort of hidden, benign buildings that we don't really think about too much. But they're so important because they provide us all with water. So now I've got that bit. I'm going to cut to the centre. And then fold this round to make a cone. And that just rests in there. So now we've got this, we're going to pop it on top and place it within our growing city. So next, we're going to build a place where people can come and stay in our city. So we're going to build a hotel. This design's slightly more complicated, but it's all possible with a ruler again. So we'll start by cutting out. Okay, now it's time to decorate our hotel. I think what I'm going to do is use some of these flowers that I've cut out before, and then it needs a name, so I'm going to call it Hotel Flower. And then that, in the end, will go on the top of our building. Just going to fold it there. And keep those for later. So next we're going to fold all these edges, these little tabs, so that we can assemble. And if you'd like, as we go along, you can colour or paint each bit. You can do whatever you like, really. This is going to be the back of the building. So what we're going to do is we'll start by making the main structure. We'll do that by lining up all the bits. So these are the two sides, and these are the two long sides. Then we're going to add the roof. So we'll line up C to C. So the tabs, when we glue it together, help a bit of structure to the thin sheets of paper. Just make sure everything sticks together. And then we have the main body of our hotel. And then next we're going to build the reception and the lift shaft. So do that by folding here and here. Make another cube, glue this, and again just line up all of the letters. And then we'll put glue on all of the tabs. And that will allow us to put it together and make another cube. So now that we've got these two, we're going to add them to our building. So there's two gaps here, here and here. I'm going to glue on these tabs. And then stick it to our main body. This can be a bit fiddly. And then the same with this bit. Bit of glue on there and there. And then the last thing we're going to do is add the top. So we just glue here. Now you could leave it bare like that, or we can add a few more bits. So using all the flowers that I cut out earlier, we can stick them on the outside. But really you could do whatever you want to the building using any material. And there is our hotel. So we've got a bit of a city here and we can keep growing it. And if you'd like to send in your pictures, then we can build a big city together. Thanks so much for taking part in my workshop. Really looking forward to seeing what you make.